The dummies in Apex Legends that are seen throughout the game helping you in numerous ways by training and teaching the player are one of the most interesting things added in to Apex Legends. From a normal look, these dummies look like nothing more than bland old firing range targets. But looking at some of the dummies' features can raise questions, like why are they here in the first place? Why are they able to turn on and move around? And most importantly, why do some of the dummies carry around placeholder LStars that don't shoot out LStar projectiles but instead shoot out a unreleased gun projectile? This is the unsolved mystery of the Apex Legends dummies. To understand more about the training mode bots in the firing range, we have to go back to the beginning. This being Apex Legends Season 3, when the firing range was first added to the game. When it was released, the devs said that there were plenty of Easter eggs to find in the firing range, which ended up being third-person mode, a couple of the iconic Nessies being scattered around, and most importantly, the Easter egg that lets you turn on the firing range bots in the game, among a ton of other Easter eggs that they sprinkled into the firing range. Fast forward to Season 8, the Apex Legends bots 5 seasons later get a new skin for when they are inactive, but keep the OG textures and skin for when they are activated. Looking into the lore-based side of the firing range bots, all we know is they were made to train the Apex Legends. They've been in the game since day one, and every player has to interact with them when they go through the training mode, which you have to complete in order to play the rest of the Battle Royale when you load up the game for the first time. When looking at the bots, I wanted to conduct my own test to find out what are they? Are they alive somehow, or are they some sort of humanoid robot? I wanted to find out. Now, luckily in Apex Legends, there is a legend named Seer. His passive is to detect heartbeats. Now, this is to find other players in the area, but you can also use it to detect heartbeats in, the firing range bots. Now, after scanning them and trying to detect a heartbeat, I wasn't able to come up with anything, and it is super hard to make these things flinch. Only when they walk through a Watson trap or in a caustic gas cloud will they start to flinch in the slightest, so they don't appear to feel pain but are also affected by the gas cloud in a way. Each of the bots have their own somewhat of a personality. They don't really run, but sometimes they can tactically retreat from you if you get too close. Some of them will charge you, others, if you run away, will slowly follow you, if not chase after you, and others will remain in the area where they were patrolling. So the bots all seem to have different characteristics about them, and it would be considered personality, but as proven, they do not seem to be sentient life. Going on top of that, there are some weird things that the bots will do. When trapped, they are smart enough to free themselves, like when they are trapped by rampart barricades and Watson fences, they will start shooting the nodes and the barricades to try and escape. If they are trapped in a Watson cage, they will start shooting the last place they saw the player. For some reason, the fences act as somewhat of a barrier where they can't see through the fence and they can only see the closest enemy, if you will, that's closest to them. In this case, being the Watson nodes, because that is the first thing keeping them from going after you. So if you are on the other side, they will go after the more pressing matter, the more of the direct threat to them, which is the Watson fence. But once they are free of whatever barricade they are in, then they will go after you. When a caustic trap is near them, they won't shoot and try and disable the caustic trap. Instead, they will only focus on you, and they won't pay attention to the trap despite being damaged by it, and they won't really even make an effort to move out of the area. Some of the tacticals that the Legends have won't even affect some of the bots, like a Horizon Ultimate. The bots will be totally unaffected by it. Now, we can see that the bots are somewhat of an interesting anomaly in certain situations that you can put them in, and it is still a mystery in the lore on who really created these things. that can turn on and off, and each have unique battle strategies to use against the player. And talking about the things that the bots are using against the player, the most eerie things about the firing range bots is that they have an unreleased weapon that they can sometimes spawn with. This weapon is the leaked grenade launcher that we've known about for quite some time. It apparently uses its own explosive ammo type, and we still don't know to this day if it's coming in the actual game. It seems like the developers may have cut it out of the Battle Royale, but kept it in the firing range just to have the bots use it. It uses the LStar as a placeholder, so basically it is the LStar model, but it shoots something completely different. It shoots 3 flaming sphere projectiles at you and does a ton of damage. It seems to have a pretty big blast radius. The scariest part about this, if the weapon that the bots are currently using ever came into the Battle Royale setting and it had no starting nerfs to it, it would be even worse than the Rampage. The Apex Legends developers quite literally gave the bots in the firing range the most powerful weapon in the game that we have seen to date. So what does this exactly mean for us as players? It would appear that the Apex Legends firing range bots are located in some part of Kings Canyon. We also know that some maps in this game have certain types of NPCs. World's Edge has prowlers, Storm Point has spiders and prowlers, and it would seem Kings Canyon has these player-like bots. But will these bots ever be released into the game? Will they ever take a place of an AFK teammate? Will they ever be released onto maps as additional NPCs to interact with the player? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the unsolved mysteries of Apex Legends. Thank you guys all so much for watching this video. Consider subscribing if you like more content like this. It comes at no cost to you, and you can always unsubscribe later. A big thank you to my subscribers and channel members, and I'll see you all around later. Bye guys.